Hey, welcome back to No Hype Beer Reviews. Unless it's your first time, then welcome. Please consider subscribing. If you do, hit the notification bell, get all the updates. I feel like I'm going to sneeze. I think it's passing. All right, so it's Tuesday. On Tuesdays, I try to test my palate, do something out of the ordinary, like I am today. Break it up from just normal beer reviews, maybe a spirit, coffee, oftentimes mystery beers, all that kind of stuff. So this coffee comes courtesy of Sean from NerdSense. Thanks much, Sean. I really appreciate it. And we'll pretend that Mike also contributed to this. And he posted a review of this that I haven't watched yet. So I'm like, man, I got to do this so I can watch his review and not be influenced. So it's Death Wish Coffee, and they're relatively local to me, and I've only had their regular stuff. And if I'm being honest, I was kind of ignorant that they had other stuff. But after Sean sent this to me, probably 2 months later at the grocery store, I saw a blueberry version. So I'm like, oh yeah, I guess they do other things besides their regular. So this is barrel-aged chocolate rum ball, flavored whole bean coffee, and that's called Dark Spirits. So it is aged in oak rum barrels and cast into flames to awaken the spirit within. Meet barrel-aged chocolate rum ball. This medium roasted coffee possesses the power to transport terrestrial beings into an otherworldly realm filled with flavors of smooth rum, sweet vanilla, and chocolate. Do you dare? And it's like a Ouija board title thing, I think. Yes, no. Coffee, natural flavors. So I tell you what, when I first opened this bag, and every time since then, this has one of the best opening a bag smells ever. Because you get the coffee, but there's still, you get the coffee still, but then there is huge chocolate. You get the spirit. I mean, they're saying vanilla. I get that, and it's coffee doesn't in a bean like this. I'm surprised how much sweetness I get right out of the bag. Little earthy, but they did a good job with this coffee rum ball kind of thing. And it's interesting, and it also, I noticed it when I was grinding up the beans. How you grow spices and herbs, and then a lot of them you dry out, and you can buy them, in little vials, and you have dried spices. And the way this is a weird descriptor, but it's the closest thing I can get to with it. The way the oak comes across is kind of like you start, or not oak, sorry. Oh my God, I need a cup of coffee. Clearly, the rum starts is, or not even starts. So the way the rum is you started with rum, and then somehow we're able to evaporate it, dry it out, and be left with the essence of rum. It's kind of like that. So it's rum. You get some barrel, but it's and I guess it kind of makes sense with the drying process, the roasting and drying. I don't know. It doesn't smell like you open it up and it's actually rum in a cup. It hits a little different, but it's still unmistakably rum. And my mind goes to the dried spice thing. I don't know. That's a weird one. Maybe I should have had a cup off camera. So I've had this several times, just FYI, and I've done it hot like I'm doing for this review, and I've also done cold brew. That cold brew, next level. It just happens to be really cold outside, and since I just got done walking Bruno, and it was 25 degrees outside, it's supposed to be really nice. I'm like, screw that. I'm not doing cold brew. I'm just gonna have a hot cup of coffee. So that's why I'm doing it this way. All right, so you saw the color a little bit. It's a very dark brown. I would say not quite black. It's same thing in the cup, but also I didn't grind it very fine, which is part of why the color was a little lighter. So that's more on my end, not that end, their end. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Let's get the aroma. It kind of goes saying. I mean, it smells different than what I was talking about with the bag, but it's all still there. To liken it to brewing, you might rub your hops in your hands, smell the hops, and get a nice citrus note, for example, and then you taste the beer from that same brewery brewed with those same hops, and you get some citrus notes, but it's not the exact same thing as this. Same things. Oops. Same things happening here. Like I get the oak, I get some rum, definitely chocolate, but it doesn't hit the same way that the dry beans did, obviously. So all this stuff's there. It just hits different. I would say the coffee gets to shine a little bit more in the aroma than in the bag. But yeah, you're still getting all the other stuff. And like that, I was saying, wow, it's just weird because I didn't add anything. There's no sugar or anything in this. It does have the perception of some sweetness to it. I like how the chocolate is working really nicely with the rum ball-ness of it all, but also just the base coffee of it. That might be the thing that's connecting these really tightly into a cohesive experience. Yeah, it smells really good. It's going to taste. Cheers. Thanks again, Sean. Hope everyone's doing well. And make sure you check out NerdSense. I'll add them in the description box below. Yeah, that's nice. And again, it's like illusion of sweetness just a little bit. Big chocolate on its own, but also interwoven with it's kind of a trip. You get the chocolate, you get the coffee independent, but then there's also this interwoven note. You do get this like perception of sweetness, which makes sense for what they're going for, although it doesn't have any sugar in it. There's some roast, but not overly roasty, which might detract from what they're trying to accomplish with this beer if it was like too roasty. But there's a nice roastiness. This aftertaste, it's like a brown cracker kind of aftertaste, which is cool. And like I was saying with that, and I hope it makes sense, but this idea of like the essence of rum, this essence of oak, it really, it is that. It does not drink like you added liquid rum to it. You know, like it doesn't drink that way. But you do get, makes me think of wine tasting kits where you get like these little essences of all the things you're supposed to be able to pick up. It's like the essence of that stuff. So it's there, but it's not like a dominant thing. It highlights it. Whereas the chocolate is there, period. You know, like you could almost think that this actually had a little bit of, cocoa powder or something added to it. But yeah, this is a great cup of coffee. It's funny how my voice sounds so different in the morning when I haven't talked yet. But anyway, have you guys had this coffee before? Have you had Death Wish ever? Any of their variants? And certainly if you've tried other stuff from Death Wish besides the regular one, this one, I'm curious because I haven't. Any other coffees you recommend, barrel-aged or otherwise? Do you like the change of every once in a while? I love doing this stuff on Tuesdays where I kind of let myself, if I'm not doing like a mystery beer or a style I don't drink a lot of beer-wise, that I have kind of like this window to do spirits, coffee, whatever, that can also translate into my beer reviews. But maybe you hate it. I don't know. Anything, everything, comment section below. Let's get a conversation going. Once you're done doing that, make sure you check me out on Instagram and Untapped. It's No Hype Beer Reviews at both of those places. So please like, comment, subscribe, and most importantly, imbibe. Cheers, everyone.